Welcome to GLS Carriers Presents Team Talk. I'm Ken Cox, and I just said something quippy. Today we've got Francis Ham and Kenny Kuntz, and we are
Drivers4Drivers.
We were off on that one
A little
bit.
I was stuck on the quippy.
This episode we're going to talk a little bit of the SMS scores, talk about mental health, and dive into some finance stuff. So this week we've got birthdays of
Happy birthday, happy birthday. Woo-hoo.
and anniversaries of SMS scores. We were unsafe driving was at 55. We're down to 53. Hours of service 61 to 60, and then vehicle maintenance 31 down to 21. I think that's awesome. That vehicle maintenance is great, and it's going to tie into finances when we talk about that in just a minute. Keeping that stuff down and keeping us down the road. We just went through the CVSA International Road Check. We did very well. Those of you that went and had those inspections, we did the ladder system. We started out at $50. The next guy got $100. The next guy got $150. So those clean inspections also help our SMS scores, and I want to thank you guys for doing the right thing out there.
Yep, for sure.
So I got an email for that the other day. What is that? What is that? The
CVSA International Road Check.
Yeah.
Basically, once, twice a year, the powers that be get together and want to make sure everyone that's rolling down the road is safe, is doing what they're supposed to. Hours of service, the maintenance, they're doing everything that they're supposed to, and it helps keep our roads safer.
Yeah, it's a big blitz that goes on nationwide. So, every state's involved into it, and everybody kind of gears into it, and then they'll pick typically certain things that they're going to really target at, and then go after those particular things. But of course, if you're in an inspection and let's say that they were targeting tires and fire extinguishers, if that's what they were targeting, of course they're going to look at those. But while they're there, they're going to be checking everything else out as well. So it's a nationwide drive for safety.
and it's just done at the weigh stations and stuff like that.
There, and they'll pull you over.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Cool.
Yeah, I think this year there was ABS lights was on there, and so we've had a few drivers that have reached out and said, "Hey, I do have this ABS light that's on. We've got them fixed." I'm pretty confident that going down the road, they did a very, very fine job. Our drivers are amazing people.
Yeah.
Kind of going into mental awareness, Mental Health Awareness Month. I'm going to take this off here. This right here says, "You are loved," and it has a heart on the back of it. I was given this yesterday by a friend of mine. She works with the J Foundation. I believe they're nationwide, but we have one here in the Magic Valley, and I wanted to read a little bit on that, and it's called The Power of Boots. Now, I'm not a professional reader at all, so if I start stuttering through this, we'll just cut it all out. But the power of boots, some call them cowboy boots, some call them magic boots. Here at the foundation, we call them J boots. The foundation was created with the idea that Jay's friend Jason had just slowed down and bought his buddy Jay a pair of cowboy boots, something Jay loved dearly, and had a real conversation on how he was doing. Things would have been different. In a world full of technology and distractions, the idea was simple. That if we take an hour out of our day to slow down and share Jay's story, buy someone a pair of cowboy boots and check in, see how they are actually doing, love them up and make some commitments. When someone gets their J boots, it serves as a reminder to check in on those around us and be bold enough to have conversations about mental health, and even giving us the strength to put our boots on and ask for help if needed. I know I struggle asking for help. I always have, but I've asked these guys for help. I've asked our team for help on many occasions, and it makes a difference. Creating a boot check moments is why the foundation exists, and the boot is ultimately a tool to create those moments. And they've seen and heard countless stories of how something so simple can have such amazing results. And so thinking about that and being the way everything is right now with rates, economy, I mean, there's tons of stresses at home. There's stresses on the road. Kenny, what are some of the things that you do or did when you were on the road to help with that? You know, like calling in with family or talking to friends that you hadn't, in a while. What was stuff that you did that helped with all that?
Did what my wife told me to. Let's use Francis's words.
That's always helpful.
Don't listen to the news. I seem to, that news just make you mad anymore. Turn the CB off, listen to music. Try to put myself in a good mental position, before I started my day. I think that goes a long way. There's a lot of stress right now because it's all the unknown.
Sure.
This industry's never seen stuff like this for a long time, and it just seems to keep getting worse. We're all hoping that tomorrow is different.
Sure.
So it can put a mental strain, which affects a driver while he's driving. He's thinking about all of his being able to make his truck payments, being able to provide for his family at home. It puts a lot of mental stress on somebody, and that's when accidents happen as well. Because your mind's somewhere else. So
Yeah.
Francis, what would you do? What have you done to help with your, being, whether it's on the road or at home or, on a business trip or something?
I think for myself, in my everyday, I take time for me. You can get real busy at work and you work hard and you do everything that you can do and you answer questions and you do all kinds of stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But you got to have that decompress time, that time for yourself, where you just kind of kick back, you clear your mind. What do you really need to get accomplished, right? Really, what's at the top of the list? And you think about that, and you think about how to get ahead of that, and you don't let the little stuff bother you. It's real easy to throw 1,000 little things on your plate, and then all of a sudden your plate's boiling over, mm-hmm. and you lose focus, and you start worrying about a lot of stuff you shouldn't be worrying about. And I think you got to really focus in on what really you need to take care of, and then figure a way to get that taken care of. And then, for us, if we can help in any way there, reach out to us. We will try to help in any way that we can.
Absolutely.
I think that's probably one of the things that I do. I will say at one point when social media took off, and I guess I'm like everybody else, I was looking at Facebook and all that other stuff, and I've kind of gotten away from a lot of that. I don't look at a lot of it. I just see there's a lot of negativity in there, and it seems to draw me down as a person when I start reading that, and I don't like that.
Right.
So I kind of stay away from that for the most part. I may look at stuff and, my joke or something like that, mm-hmm. but I really don't read into it too deep because it is depressing.
With the rates and economy and stuff that's going on right now, I think we have options for...
Yeah, me and Francis talked about that quite a bit, and you've been in some of those conversations too. At GLS, all of our drivers and us, we're just a big family, so we worry about our drivers as well. We have a lot of owner-operators with us. The few brokers that we do use, where they would offer us, anywhere from 50 loads a week. You're asking them for something now, and they got 3 for the whole month, mm-hmm. because their own assets are taking them. They're just not being released. Freightwaves put out a nationwide deal where they're only getting like 2.6% tender rejections, So none of the mega carriers are getting rid of anything because they know what the market's doing. And that can be stressful, That's why we're having conversations here as well to see what we can do to help. And we do have some options for them.
Absolutely. And
I have a quick question for you guys. Just listening to you guys' conversations about where the stress and anxiety can come from. What percentage? And this isn't scientific at all. This is just opinion.
103.
Okay, that was it. That's all. No, what percentage of the information that we get in, this negative information, do you think is legit? And what percentage of it is we live in an entertainment world. So when you watch news, the news that keeps bringing you back is always going to be the stuff that kind of keeps you on the edge. And that's just, I mean, the
nature
news
of the
companies,
beast.
yeah, they got to make their money and entertain. And those are usually the stories that get people watching the most. So, but that being said, how much of that information that we get every day is legit stuff to worry about, and the rest, just get rid of it?
Well, I would say, for what I look at and what I'm seeing, 2% is reality. 98% you can worry about, but you can't control and you can't make a change on it. So I think you look at the 2% and you decide, how does that impact you? And what can you do to do something different to where it doesn't impact you? You know, but I think it's a very low number myself. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think you're probably pretty accurate. I think there is a mental health issue in this country, you know. You hear about it with all these shootings and
suicides. I don't mean to butt in, but since Thanksgiving, our area here, there's been one teenage kid death per week. So, I mean, that's a conversation that we should be having and be talking about, and making sure that we're checking on our friends and giving them that hour and actually, you know, being concerned and helping them out, helping ourselves out.
I kind of like that boot story, you know. The drivers have the stress on the road too, but their family has the stress at home. A lot of these wives are dealing with the burden at home, you know.
The everyday stuff, paying the bills, taking care of the kids, making sure that they are, you know, to school and back on time, you know, their after school activities, you know, there's a lot that goes into
A lot of stress there. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I like that, you know, the drivers, I think, understand that too, and that adds more stress to them. And going to percentages, you know, if I watch the news, Danny, I can't believe a thing they say anymore. I think that's what's radicalizing
Hyperbole.
Yeah.
this country, you know. It puts everyone against each other, and, you know, can't we just get along? Isn't that how it says?
Let's hug it out.
I think those days are over, you know, it seems like anymore, but that can be mentally straining as well, you know. Music
Uh-huh.
is not very stressful.
No.
I
like
love
music.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.
I've struggled with anxiety and depression for years, and it's something that our family has just inherently had.
Hereditary.
Yeah, it's hereditary. So I kind of look at mental health. It's two different. There's two types of mental health. I'm sure there's much more than this. I'm simplifying it a lot. There's mental health that every single one of us, doesn't matter who you are, you're going to have that mental health just based on what you're watching and listening to and stuff like that. That anxiety that comes. And the second kind is the mental health where, you know, your brain isn't making the connections it needs to. And on that note, a lot of our drivers are just tough.
Mental acrobats.
Exactly.
It really is.
And I feel like we sometimes feel like mental health, if we were struggling with something, we're just not as strong. But that's not the case at all.
No, and I think for me, on occasion, it's I don't want to put my burden on somebody else's.
Right.
But I look at that and go, if anybody came to me, I would be more than happy to sit there and, you know, go have a coffee, a beer, or, you know, have a chat. Let's go, you know, hand in hand and walk on the beach, you know, whatever. So I look at that as well. It's not, you're not putting your burden on somebody else. They're helping you, you're helping them, and it's you know, yin and yang.
Sometimes you helping them helps you.
It does.
It does,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, agreed.
And vice versa. like, don't ever hesitate if you are struggling. Sometimes when you're struggling with mental health, you're not in your right mind to reach out to somebody else.
Sure.
You might not realize, oh man, I'm really depressed. I didn't even realize it. But you reaching out to somebody a lot of times gives them permission to reach back out to you.
Mm-hmm.
So don't ever hesitate.
Yeah.
Don't ever.
I would walk around the truck. I'd get frustrated. I'd get mad. I'd get down. I'd get sad. Let's put some music to that. I'd get frustrated. I'd get mad. I'd get down. I'd get sad. I'd get down. I'd get sad. I'd get down. I'd get sad. I'd get frustrated.
Don't listen to the news.
I'd get frustrated.
Turn the CB off.
I'd get frustrated.
Listen to music.
I'd get down. I'd get sad. I'd get frustrated.
Take time for me,
I'd get frustrated.
where you just kind of kick back.
I'd get frustrated.
You don't let the little stuff
I'd
bother you.
get down. I'd get sad. I'd get down. I'd get sad. I'd get down. I'd get sad. I'd get down. I'd get sad. Anyway, I would get out. I'd find somewhere safe to park. I'd get out and I'd walk around the truck until I started feeling better. Eating healthier, exercise, and hydration. I'm going to say hydration probably 400 times before this is over. But, you know, those three things, 2 out of those 3 things,
Does coffee count?
it has water.
If you water it down enough.
But that's helped me a lot. And then my mind starts thinking clearly. And then I don't, just drive home from LA for no reason.
Yep, for sure. For sure.
Francis, you got a safety topic you want to hit on?
I do. Every week when I'm looking at a safety topic, I'm just going back in my past and things that I've seen and things that we can possibly correct on, or maybe not pay attention to that plays a factor. And I think with inspections and whatnot, one of the things that I see all the time is airlines and electrical cords dragging on deck plates on trucks.
Huge.
Yeah, you see that all the time. And if your airlines and or electrical cord are dragging on the deck plate, that's just an invitation to get pulled over for an inspection. And of course, that's a violation as soon as they see that. So they're going to start with that one. So I think secure those, get those up off the deck plate, and that way, not only are they not going to get chafed, or anything by dragging, but doesn't give anybody an opportunity to write you up for a violation there. And then when we're speaking about airlines, when you're doing your pre-trips and you're looking, any kind of airlines that you can see, whether it be, on the truck or on the trailer, all of our trailers have slidable tandem axles in the back, and you've got extra airlines there to allow that. Take a look at those airlines and make sure that the spacers are indeed in place and not allowing those airlines to rub against each other and get flat spots and whatnot. I would say do that, and maybe while you're taking your 5 minutes for yourself, and just kind of take a look at that and chill out a little bit. Don't let the world get ahead of you, and just clear your mind and just kind of look for some of that stuff, and make sure you don't have any of that going on.
Will black electrical tape work?
Probably not.
No, but the green stuff is great.
Well, I just seen they were showing this Flex Seal. You guys ever heard of Flex Seal?
Oh yeah.
So now they got this commercial how it can save your house from a flood. And they put all this Flex Seal halfway up on a house, and in the small print it says some water will get in. Anything to sell Flex Seal, I guess.
That's right.
You guys were talking, on mental health and stuff, and there was just something that was just going through my mind, and it's like, for real. I remember a time, let's just say you went to the grocery store or something, or you walk into a truck stop or whatever, even into a restroom someplace, right? And you're going in, you're just going in to take care of your business, whatever you have to take care of. And nowadays, you walk in and somebody's in there, and you're like, oh, I think I'll get away from that guy. You know what I mean? Or whatever it is. And it just all this stuff that impacts us today that didn't impact us 4 years ago. It's just that much more added stress.
It is.
And a lot of times you don't even think about that stuff until you're right in the middle of it. And then once it happens, it's immediate. It's like, oh, I got to get out of here. I got to do something different. And it's just, I guess it's something that we deal with as a society now. And it does cause a lot of stress, you know, it causes stress on people. So, and that just adds to the mental health thing. So,
I agree.
Do you have some parting words?
I don't use Flex Seal. Just so everyone's clear. No, I think we've got it. How important mental health is. You know, if you're just needing to talk or something, you know, our doors are always open. I'll reiterate that we've had conversations how to help these guys out. You know, they've been running as owner-operators for us. Just give us a call, and we'll discuss those options with them. And I can't believe that Danny has anxiety. He's such a good-looking guy.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's where the anxiety comes from.
Oh,
Hard being this good looking.
He's so good looking we have to put him behind the cameras because he just would run away with it.
that's right.
take all the attention.
That's right. Nobody would hear anything. They would just be all googly-eyed.
It's the back hair,
That's right.
creamy smooth.
But one thing for sure, amongst all this stress and everything that we're talking about, we very, very much appreciate everything that our team is doing out there. You know, you guys, you perform every single day, and I can't thank you enough for that. You know, we want to support you as much as we can. You're supporting the business. I think together as a team, you know, we're going to get ahead of all this craziness that's going on out there. And I just want you to know that you are very much appreciated. And thanks for being part of our team.
There is light at the end of the tunnel. It just keeps getting pushed a little bit more, but there is light. We will all get through this.
All the above.
Before we end, I want to ask what you guys do for your mental health. What do you guys do on the road to keep yourself strong and mentally fit? Send that in, safety@glscarriers.com. It can be anybody that's listening and watching. We can compile that. I can send it all out to everybody. That way we can all help each other, help ourselves.
Absolutely.
And I was just going to say, don't ever hesitate to leave some of that in the comments too.
Yes.
Anybody watching might quickly look through those comments and see some of those and be able to take them out and use them.
Use them. That would be awesome. Well, as we end this episode, we want to thank you for being safe, making the right decisions. Remember, you are the eyes and ears on the road. If you see something, say something. We all succeed when you complete your trip safely and you're home with your loved ones. Thank you for what you do. Be strong. Reach out if you need to.
Thanks.
Thanks.